Hello and welcome to this free masterclass. My name is Grace, and today I'll be teaching you, or you're going to be learning how to become a business analyst for free. Yes, this is Business Analysis Course 101, how you can actually become a highly paid business analyst in 2024 or in 2025. So at the end of this webinar, I will give you a walkthrough of all the information you need to know to get started. I know most of you might be new to business analysis. Do not worry, because I will break down and tell you everything you need to know to get a full grasp of business analysis. And welcome to this webinar. I asked you one thing, and what I'm asking you is that you watch this webinar to the end, because it will be a life-changing webinar. And it's a free webinar, I know, but I urge you to stay to the end so that you can, get good value for the time you spend with me here. So before I dive right into this, let's talk about myself. Okay. So my name is Grace Akwitimen, and I have over 10 years of career coaching experience. I have been able to teach and groom and mentor business analysts. And as part of this, I have 12 years of professional banking experience. Okay. Now, while I was working in the bank back home in Nigeria, when I moved to Canada, I was able to transition into business analysis in 3 months. Now, when I say business analysis, I mean formal business analysis, because down the line, you get to understand that we all have been doing business analysis one way or the other without even knowing it. Well, to continue from there, I was also promoted to a product manager in 9 months. So I was a business analysis and I did it for 9 months. After then, I was promoted to a product manager. Now, a product manager works in a software development team alongside business analysts. So right now, I coach and mentor business analysts, and that is what I'll be doing to you here today. It's like I'm working in the office, because every day I work with business analysts and I coach and mentor them on software development. And altogether, I've been able to coach over 250 clients, formal and informally, into landing their 6-figure dream business analysis job in over 8 countries. So this is just a brief history of who I am, and this is why you should listen to me. So apart from that, I am also a mom, and this is a beautiful picture of my family. We're a family of 6. We live in Canada, and I love to influence and change lives. You can see all from our faces that we are happy people, and we love to make people happy and make sure that they actualize their dreams. Now, moving on also, I want to show you that I am also on social media. I am on Instagram, I am on TikTok, and I am on Facebook as skillstech.ca. In some other instances, I am Skillstech Academy. And here on Instagram, you can see I run a business analysis academy, and I also get people hired in tech. I help you grow your income to 100K as a business analyst in 60 days. This is just my profile. So feel free to go in, jump in, and watch all of my videos there for free. Let's move on to talk a little bit about you. I know you've heard some things about me, but now let's make it about you. You're in the right place, like you are in the right setting right now, whatever time it is where you are. If you've been thinking of going into tech and starting with a no-code career in tech, but you do not know how to do it, you're in the right place. If you're tired of your low-paying job and you know it's time to get something new, and you need a coach that has walked in your shoes to guide you. So there are 2 different things. Some people know that they need something new, but they end up getting into the hands of people that just teach. I don't just teach and I don't just train. I also coach and mentor. So, and I have walked your shoes. So I know exactly how it pinches. Now, also, if you want to be financially free, like right now, you feel like my current job is low paying, I need something more. I want to have a sustainable career in tech. As a newcomer, I want to find my feet as fast as possible. You're welcome, because you're also in the right place. Now, finally, if you're looking for a flexible, high-paying job and you're ready to take your career to the next level, I am saying you are also in the right place. When I say flexible, most business analysis jobs are hybrid. Some are still 100% remote. Most are hybrid. So there's still flexibility into this job. You can't compare this to a nursing job that you have to be in the hospital at all times, standing and talking to patients. And trust me, business analysis pays more than nursing if you don't take extra sheets. A nursing career pays like $40 per hour, and you spend about 6 years in the or 5 years in school. But in 3 months, you'll be a business analyst and you're going to be earning $45, $50 per hour, and you don't have to work 10 shifts, 10-hour shifts. You still have flexibility of sitting down at home and doing your job 60 to 50% of the time. So if all of this is who you are, welcome, because you want to watch to the end to get the full gist of how you can start up your career quickly. Now, at the end of this class, what are you going to learn today? At the end of this class, you're going to learn my proven and easiest strategy of how to break into tech. Remember, I told you I was a professional banker, but here I am as a digital product manager. So I'm going to be showing you my proven and easiest strategy of how to break into tech. Now, I'll also be teaching you 3 ways to increase your income by becoming a 6-figure business analyst. I'll also give you an intro to business analysis so that you get a full grasp of what the course is. And finally, I'll teach you 4 key skills, tools, and concepts you need to become a business analyst. And we're going to walk through one of those skills practically. So this is a mini course that can get you started for free. Now, my proven strategy to break into tech. Now, meet Emeka, a senior business analyst. And for some reason, the pictures are not loading. But Emeka is a senior business analyst in Canada Life, Toronto. DBC is also a business analyst in Accedion, Calgary. Juliana is also a business analyst in Blue Cross, Texas. And these are 3 clients that have worked with me to become business analysts. And this can be you too. I'm just, taking you through this slide to let you know that actually real people, there are real stories, working in real companies, earning real 6-figure salaries as business analysts. And they all started by listening to a free webinar just like you some few months ago. Now, what are the 3 ways you can increase your income by becoming a 6-figure business analyst? Number 1 way is you can work as a domain business analyst for a company, which is, the previous slide where I shared with you 3 people that I have coached personally to become business analysts. They are domain business analysts. They work for a company and they help them solve business problems in that company and they pay them salaries. But there are still ways you can earn money. The second is you can become a consultant business analyst. That means you can work for small companies that want to just implement software development projects for a short time. And if you go on job boards, you will see people recruiting consultant business analysts, and you can do short projects with them. Thirdly is you can freelance on Fiverr and Upwork. If you go into Fiverr and Upwork today, you're going to see people looking for business analysts to help them create business process maps, create requirements for their projects. So you can actually, as a side hustle after your main job, create a Fiverr or Upwork account and also freelance there. Now, the 4th thing that you need to do is a bonus is you need to take action after you get all these tips. Do not let it go for granted. That is the only way you can get started. Let's move on to an introductory course of business analysis, and this is a free course. Trust me, your 100% satisfaction is guaranteed after I've taken you through this course. Let's move on. What is business analysis? So many people did not know, or they hear, but some people confuse it for business analytics. Business analysis is not business analytics. They are 2 different things. But one thing that comes to mind whenever people talk about business analysis is that it is a concept of change. It is a concept of change in an organizational settings. We know that the only thing constant in life is change. And change happens in your daily life. People change from kids to adults. You go to secondary school, university. Those are all things that happen in your life. And trust me, if you say, I want to remain in the secondary school, even when your mates have graduated, you're going to be lacking behind, right? Or you don't want to move with the flow. You're going to just, technology will leave you behind. That is how it is for companies. Companies need to change with technology. They need to move with with the wave of how their consumer taste is changing. Yesterday people used BlackBerry, but today they are using Androids. Yesterday people were using models of cars, but right now they've moved to higher models. That is how things are changing. If you look at a picture of the 1990s and you look at a picture in the 2000s, there are differences. It is because things have changed. So you need to move with change. Before now, we didn't have emails, we didn't have social media. So people were doing their businesses, having physical shops and selling. There was not like online selling or digital marketing or things like that. But trust me, if you're not doing any of those things now, you cannot survive in business. And that is why businesses need to look for ways to adapt and be flexible to change. Now, how do, let's say, for example, Emeka runs a restaurant and he has a physical shop, but right now he has learned that three of his competitors, in fact, his sales dropped. And when they tried to investigate, do some analysis to why the sales dropped, the business analyst discovered that there are three competitors that have now opened websites and people now order from them online. So most of his customers have now started ordering from those other shops, not because their food is better, but trust me, whatever makes a man, gives him flexibility, and whatever is easy is what people go for these days. And technology has come to stay. And so right now he needs to quickly look for how to implement a website so that we can also catch up to with his competition and get his customers back. At this point, he's a CEO. He's busy with CEO duties. He can't implement this change. He has an accountant that is busy with accounting duties. He can't implement this change. He has to get two people to help him implement this change. And that is a project manager or a product manager and a business analyst. A project manager will be just there to like manage finances, manage budget, but the person that will run around to make sure that this whole change comes to life is the business analyst. And he has to look for a good business analyst to help him convey his aspirations into working software, right? So that his dreams can come to life, tangible, come to life. That will work with engineers, software engineers to build our website. That will always be on ground, relaying information, acting as a liaison, acting as a middleman between the business and the technology team. He needs somebody to do that running around for him. And that is when they start looking for you. That is when you now see a company put up a post looking for a business analyst. At that point, a change wants to happen and they need somebody to facilitate that change. Or a change is already taking place and the person they brought to do it, either the person was incompetent and they sacked the person or the person left. So they need somebody to quickly replace that person so that that change will not be stopped. Remember that that change has to happen for that company to remain in business. So you see why you will continually be irreplaceable as a business analyst. Like your job function is here to stay. It is in demand and it is very, very important. People ask me that question. Is business analysis important? Is it in demand? It is in demand. It is very important. Now, moving on, you can see these logos on my screen. You can see the Starbucks moving from the black to the green logo. Pepsi moving, I'm sure most of us didn't know that Pepsi Cola this was their logo. McDonald's, the same thing. FedEx and Amazon. If I can ask you a question, why do you think these people changed their logos? Because of course, the old ones still look interesting. It's just because people are used to change. If you remain in one spot for a long time, you will not make progress. You need to move. So even if there's nothing else for some people to change, they go ahead. Some people just sit down and they change their logo. So in the likes of GT Bank, in the likes of Access Bank, in the likes of, different companies have stood up one day and they rebranded. Not because they needed it for anything, just because they wanted to have a fresh look and feel to what the organization stands for. And that is why companies will still need a business analyst to walk them through that process. Now, as I'm just teaching you about this, it's coming to me to say, even as human beings, if where you are, you feel like it's not working, then it's time for you to change. If the career you're currently, doing right now, or where you are, you feel like I'm not satisfied, I need something more. Why don't you try something else? Why don't you try tech? Why don't you try something new? Why don't you try it? Why do you keep second guessing yourself, staying in one spot when there's opportunity for you to be more, something more when you decide to make a change? So right now, the business analyst is now analyzing himself and becoming the business analyst of his life. So that's the one interesting thing about this profession. So to give you a formal definition, business analysis is a concept that plays a pivotal role. You need to go and look out for that word in the dictionary. You're a pivot. You're the one that is telling people this is the direction we need to follow in driving change within organizations and meeting their evolving needs. So these needs don't just, it's not static. It's always going to evolve. Let me tell you, before you're done with one project, something new is going to come up. I promise you that. I promise you, because I work, I currently do this job and I know what it is. As something new, change is going to come in. It is a systematic approach to understanding, analyzing, improving various aspects of a business to enhance its overall performance and achieve its objectives. So now that you now know what business analysis is, but I think we should dwell on this definition a little bit more, just to give you more insights. Now, it plays a pivotal role in driving change within organizations. You're driving change within a company. You're meeting their needs. And you do this through a systematic approach. You don't just wake up one morning and say, I want to be a BA. Let me go and start driving change. You have, there's an approach to it. There's an understanding that needs to be done. There's an analyzing that needs to be done. There are tools, there are processes, there are concepts that drive the BA. You know, because in all of this, whatever you do, the end goal is that it must improve the aspects of the business and enhance the overall performance of the business. If the business is not improving, if you're not adding value, then this is not business analysis. And you do all of this in a context, right? In a space. Now, what are the 4 key concepts you need to become a business analyst? Number 1 is shareholder management. Number 2 is requirements gathering and documentation. Number 3 is a software development life cycle. You need to, and I'm going to break this down a little bit further. Number 4 is project management. Number 1, stakeholder management. You need to know, who are my stakeholders? How do I communicate with them? How do I analyze them? How do I manage them? How do I make sure that they are satisfied? And that is everything I've talked about is stakeholder management. Number 2 is requirements card. Requirements are the things that you need to take into cognizance that can help you drive that change. How do I gather the requirements? How do I document my requirements? How do I validate my requirements? How do I prioritize my requirements? How do I make sure that my requirements match my design and they'll be able to help drive the change? All of this is what is called requirements gathering, documentation, and management. And this is also a key tool you need, or concept you need to grasp before you become a business analyst. Now, the second is the software development lifecycle. And this is the chain of events that happen for a software to be built that will help drive your change. So in this, our example, we are trying to build a website and a restaurant ordering website. And how do we build this restaurant ordering website? We need to make sure that the software goes through a development life cycle. So from the initiation to planning, to analysis, to requirements documentation, to development, to testing, to deployment, this is a cycle that each software has to go through. You need to understand all of that. And finally, you are working like this is a project. Whatever software you're building is a project. You're going to work with a project manager or a product manager, depending on you, if you're working, depending on the company's management style you're working on. And trust me, you need to understand those terminologies. Now that you know the 4 concepts you need to become a business analyst, we're going to move ahead to look at the 4 key skills you need to become a business analyst. One key skill is analytical skills. And when they say analytical skills, what does it mean? Is your ability to go through, it's like giving you a bunch of, a box full of paper and telling you, please help me look for documents that will help us build our websites. You have to go in and start sieving through documentation to see the ones that are relevant to the project. That is analytical skills. You need to use your brain to analyze, this is good, this is better. That is analytical skills. Number two is communication. Communication in the sense that you are, like I said before, you are a middleman between business and technology. You are the liaison person. You know how liaison person is. If anybody needs anything in the project, they come to you. Then you go and meet the owner of the business. So you're always talking to people. You're always listening to people. You are, because your head cannot take all the information, that is when documentation comes in. And this is all part of communication skills that you need to go. If you have this skill, then you are good to go. The third here is problem solving skills. Okay, your ability to see brief challenges and profile solutions that work. That is one of key ability of a business analyst. Because trust me, while trying to work through your new software, you are going to go through different challenges and problems. You have to employ your problem solving skills to be able to work through these problems effectively. Now, the fourth skills that is inevitable is your interpersonal skills. Like I said, you are a liaison person. Imagine a liaison person that cannot work in a team. There's always quarreling with people, picking up fights. I can't talk to Ada. I can't talk to because she insulted me, or I don't like her hair. I don't like the way she talks. No, you have to like people and also be a likable person, because you need to be going to them to talk to them and ask how to solve their problem using technology. Let's say, for example, the hotel ordering system, the restaurant manage food ordering system. The business analyst has to talk to the front office desk officers. The business analyst has to talk to the people that cook in the kitchen to know how long it takes them to prep food so that they can include that in the website. He needs to talk to like the operations manager to understand the process of ordering, making payment to food delivery. He needs to keep talking to the CEO to make sure that whatever he has is matching their expectation. So you can see that you are everywhere talking to people, and you need to have the skills to manage, to communicate and go through talking to people and making sure that they give you responses that can help you do your job effectively. Now you know the four skills you need to become a successful and highly paid business analyst. Let's dive into 4 key tools that you need to become a business analyst. The first key tool is project management tools. These are collaboration tools, project collaboration tools. And what I say collaboration is that in today's world, we don't write what we do on paper. We put it on a software. It's like, assigning work to people. In the project, when you're the project, you're like, okay, let's say, for example, you want to plan a birthday party. You're going to say, okay, Ada is going to buy cake. John is going to be the one to do decoration, and Billy is going to be the one to provide food, and Amaka is going to be the one to provide drinks, and Sabinus is going to be our comedian. So you have to outline work to people. You tell them the time frame and what you need. This Jira and Azure DevOps helps us plan that, digitally. So you don't write it on pen and paper. You use software to plan out the work. So in the software, let's say our restaurant ordering system, we'll start by asking, who is going to build the landing page? Who is going to design the pages of the website? Who is going to, help us connect the websites to payment platforms? How do I, take surveys and get feedback from clients? So that's how we manage the work using Jira or Azure DevOps. And documentation is what it is. We want to know, what colors do we put on the website and all of that. We used Confluence. Sometimes we try to brainstorm. We have meetings and we'll try to brainstorm so that people can, you're not a one-man island. You're just a liaison. So you're not the one really taking decisions of what is to be done. So when you sit down and you have those meetings with the decision makers, you jot your thoughts in a Miro or in a Mural board. Okay. There's something we call business process diagramming, which is balsamic and visual. So in our example, a business process of the ordering system will be like you land on the website, you go through the menu, you see the prices, you pick, amala, ewedu, fried rice, jollof rice, and then you add some drinks, you check out, you pay, and then it's delivered to you. That is the business process for this flow. Collaboration tools is like having meetings where you're going to meet your colleagues, use Zoom or Google or MS Office. So let's dive in practically to visual business process tool. Okay. So I'm just going to take you to visual here. Or we can use a visual alternative, which is called Lucidchart. So let's click to open up Lucidchart. This is a free version and you can sign up for free. Okay. This time around, I want to sign up, start free, and I want to use my Google to sign up. Okay, it's now showing me that I already have an account, and so we can just continue into it. Mind you, we are going to build a process flow for the hotel ordering website. Okay. So I'm going to choose a blank space here. Still trying to load up. So this is a blank board. So right now, you can see there are different shapes here. And these different shapes shows us the different activity we might want to take up in this flow. Now to start, usually we use this button as our start button, okay? And then if I double click on this, it can allow me to type in and I can see stats of this activity. But I want to give our flow a name. So I'll say restaurant ordering system. Okay. So now when a client comes in, this is our stats. So if you want to get an arrow, you put your cursor here and drag it, and then you get that arrow. And this square shape shows a process. So I'm going to add it here. So I'll say client lands on websites. After landing on the website, what's the next thing the person does? They look through the order. So they go look through the order, okay? Or look through the menu, that should be. So after making the menu, there's gonna be a decision, right? There'll be a decision, and I'm going to show you the shape they use for decision. Decision shape is the diamond. That shows that this side of the process, the decision is being made. Now, the decision here is, I like what I see. I want to go ahead with this order, right? So at this point, the customer chooses to, place an order. Then the process continues. When they choose to place an order, the next thing that he does is to add food items to cart, right? And the next thing after this is to make payments. After making payments, the next is just a simplified flow. The next thing after this is to what? Delivery. It's going to get delivery. And that will be the end of our process. And we're going to put the end shape here. And this will be the end. So right now, when the business had given me what they want, and I have drawn this process flow for them, what I need to do is I will take this process flow and in a meeting, I will show it to the owner of the business, and they're like, it is how you want this flow to be, and the person will say yes, or they can make amendments. But this is one of the tools we teach in details on how to make process flows. There are different types of process flow. There are very complex ones that show different players, very complex systems showing data flows. But this is a very simplified show, this simplified, process flow of a restaurant ordering system. Now let's get back into class. Okay. Now, this is the 5.5 things you need to know to ultimately become a business analyst. You need to get training. You need to get hands-on projects, which is an example of what I just showed you. You need to hands-on go, and because on a day-to-day, your manager can just ask you, please, can I get a process flow for a business system? And if you don't know how to create these flows, you have not, maybe you just watched it on a video, but you didn't sit down to actually go into a system to create a flow by yourself, you will not know exactly what to do. Then ultimately, you're going to get resume, interview preps, and coaching. These are all things you need to become a BA. Because after the head knowledge, how do I apply for jobs and how am I being coached as a business analyst? Now, let me give you some stories of my past students. Now, and this is the testimonial she had written. She said, Gracie's Get Hired course was a game changer for me. I immigrated to Toronto last year and struggled to break into the tech industry. Thanks to Gracie's guidance and expertise, I landed the business analyst role at Canada Life in just 3 months. Highly recommend her course. And finally, I'm just going to be showing you a before and after scenario of what's going to happen before and after the business analysis bootcamp course. Now, right now you're a novice, you're completely clueless about business analysis, except for maybe you got some tips from this course so far. You don't have any career paths, you don't have any self-confidence right now, and you're currently working on a low-paying job. But after the business analysis bootcamp, you're going to be a professional and expert business analyst with hands-on experience. It's a well-defined career path in check, and it's also a high-paying six-figure tech job as a business analyst. So instead of a low job, you get a high-paying job. Instead of no career pathway, you have a career pathway. Like I explained, you can be a project manager or a product manager in this career path. Now you have two options to become a business analyst. Trust me, you can try to do it yourself, or you can decide to invest in yourself in a bootcamp. Now, let me explain the option A. They do it yourself. They do DIY people. You go to YouTube, go to Google, watch a bunch of videos, read a bunch of write-ups, and that. And after months and months, you still have no clue on how to get started. You have no practical experience or real hands-on training, and you get more confused than you were before you started. But trust me, maybe after a while, you might be able to figure it out. Who knows? But then you can start to take the easy path, which is to investing in a bootcamp. And here you learn current business analysis skills, processes, tools, concepts, just as I've shown you high level. You're going to go deep dive into them. You're going to be job ready in 10 weeks. In 10 weeks, you can sit down and work on as a business analyst. And then you get practical experience, real hands-on training from a business analyst and project with Canadian experience. So we're going to get referrals from us. You're going to get referral from my company. and all of that. So option A, you're going to get head knowledge. Really? Yes, you will get some knowledge, but no practical training on the job. And if you decide to invest in a boot camp, you get project with Canadian experience. And finally, you have no real life interview experience. You have no resume for a business analyst, and you have no on-the-job coaching. Why, if you get into my boot camp, you get real life interview preparation. I'm going to sit down with you one-on-one to work on your resume, and you also get on-the-job coaching. So when you're on the job and you're like, my manager said I should do business process more, but I forgot to, just come to me and I'm going to show you quickly how to do it. Okay? Sounds good. This is a fair deal. So finally, introducing the Business Analysis Bootcamp by SkillsTech. This is a 10-week comprehensive training that you become a highly paid and sought after business analyst, even as a novice with no previous experience. Spots are filling up quickly, so you may want to jump in and grab our discount for limited students. Like I said, you do not need any tech background or IT degree to enroll. So secure your spots now. Why should you train with us? I know you must have seen a lot of boot camps flying up and down, but I'm going to show you, why you should train with us. Number one, we have up-to-date curriculum. You see, this place is empty because I always update curriculum to match up to what's currently happening in the job market as at today. Secondly, you get industry experts with hands-on experience, like teaching you, people that are working on, not with somebody that is not on a job as a business analyst that just learned something and is trying to teach you. This is not a university setting. This is, you're getting hands-on experience. It's a blended delivery to accommodate everyone. So it's online. We have live classes in between. You can go on your pace, recorded classes, and all of that. We have additional employability services, which is the resume class, how to look for a job, interview class, and all of that. There's internship designed to simulate the real work experience. This is where the project comes into play. You're going to work on a real life project. You do something that somebody does as a business analyst on a day-to-day job. Like I tell you, I coach 2 to 3 business analysts. So I'll teach you how you should go ahead, that things you should do to impress your boss, because this is what I've seen behind that my colleagues do to try to impress me as their boss. Anyways, and at the end of all of this, guys, trust me, you're going to be an industry-ready tech professional just in 10 weeks. This is phenomenal. But this will not be you if you don't secure your spots now, right? Yeah. Now, what's the extra bonuses that you're going to get for free? CV review sessions, unlimited. You are going to learn how to navigate the job market. There will be LinkedIn optimization class, Upwork optimization. I'm going to give you a recommendation or reference letter whenever you come to me that the company needs it. You get job and interview preparation. Trust me, all these things are worth thousands of dollars. You get weekly mentorship sections, on the job support, and our promise to you is that you're guaranteed interview 1 month after completing your training if you go through everything similar. Like you take everything we teach you and you run with it. You don't drop anyone. You're going to get an interview, right? Now, what's the value of what you will get from this business analysis advanced project class? It's an advanced project class, but it's also tailored for a complete novice. So you don't need, like I said, no previous experience. It's an in-depth curriculum of over $500. There's live projects, 3 case studies, real world scenarios to apply, over $500. You learn BA tools, Jira, Confluence, Balsamic, Lucidchart, Miro, Mural, over $200 worth. You get certificates, interactive learning, activities. This is free of charge. You get resume, interview, job search strategies, and 3 months mentorship worth over $1,000. But trust me, this is already over $2,000. As you can see, 1,000 plus 2,002, right? But can you guess how much you're going to be getting this course just because you are in this training, in this webinar today? I have a fast action bonus. If you register in 24 hours by going back to the website or checking your email and navigating your way, you're going to get this course for just $599. You trust me. $599 US dollars, not Canadian, US dollars. Because this course is available, this bootcamp is available for everybody around the globe to join. It's a money Guaranteed money back guarantee. So you might want to take action now. And let me tell you, if you're looking for a bootcamp that has everything that this bootcamp offers, business analysis is what's between 1,800, 1,500. You never get something as low as 599, right? Now, what do you do now? You're going to go to our website. You're going to call 306-550-8842. You're going to send an email to enroll now. You're going to get series of emails after this class telling you exactly how to get in immediately. You can connect with us on Instagram, connect with us on Facebook. Just reach out and I'll teach you and show you and guide you, give you the link on how to enroll and get into class. Now, I want you to dream big. I want you to close your eyes and set your goals. And finally, I want you to take action. Thank you so much. And let me know your questions. And I'll be there to answer them. Bye.